So this is fractions lowest common multiple. Now you would use the lowest common multiple whenever you have fractions that are different denominators. When you look at this example, I have 3/4 and 2/4. Okay, it's very easy to add it, subtract it, or compare it. I know that since they have the same denominator, 3/4 is greater than 2/4. 3 is greater than 2. But what if, though, it's 3/4 and 4/5? It's a little bit more harder to visualize, but at the same time to prove which one is greater or if they're equal and which one is less. So when we're looking at these two different fractions, what is there in common and what is different? Well, here in this fraction, they have the same denominator or like denominator. Here, it's difficult to compare and to add and to subtract because they have different denominators. So what do we have to do? We got to make it friendlier. We have to make it easier, meaning we have to find like denominators, the same denominator. And this is where we're going to have the lowest common multiple. So let's go back to that example of 3/4 and 4/5. Okay. So let's find the lowest common multiple of each denominator. So what are the multiples of 4? Well, there's 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. Let's just stop there. Maybe we'll find a multiple there. What's the multiples of 5? Well, I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is there a like denominator there? Yep, we can see here it's 20. And there's nothing else that is lower and that is common. Well, so now I know that they have a common multiple of 20. So now my denominator turns to 20. So what did I do to get to 20 or 20ths? For 4 here, what did I do? I had to multiply that by 5. So I'm going to put here times 5. So I have to do the exact same thing to the numerator. I have to multiply this by 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 5 is 15. Well, what about 4/5? What did I do to 5 to get it to 20? Well, I multiplied it by 4. So I have to do the same thing I did to the denominator as the numerator. So this is now 4 times 4. Well, what's 4 times 4 is 16. So now, since these are like denominators, it's much easier and clearer to see, well, which one is larger and to compare them. And 16/20ths is larger than 15/20ths. Let's do another example. What about, let's say, 4/6 and 5/8? Okay, well, again, they're different denominators, so we have to use the lowest common multiple in order to find what denominator they have in common. Well, what are the multiples of 6? 6, 12, 18, 24, and 36. Okay, again, difficult to write with this, so pardon the messiness. What are the multiples of 8? Well, I have 8, 16, 24, 32, and so forth. Now, is there something that is similar, that is alike for each of them? Oh, and I can see there's a 24 here and a 24 there. So 24 now is the lowest common multiple. So I'm going to change the denominator to 24. But again, what did I do to 6 to get to 24? Well, I multiplied by 4. So I got to do this exact same thing to its numerator. 4 times 4 is 16. What about 8? What did I do to 8 to get to 24? Well, I multiplied by 3. I have to do the exact same thing to the numerator times 3. And so 5 times 3 is 15. And so here again, very close. If you were to draw this out, you have to be very precise in order to see the difference. Well, here with 16/24 and 15/24, it's clear to see that 16/24 is greater than 15/24, and 15/24 is less than 16/24. Let's do one example. Let's increase the number. So let's say I have the number 8 tenths. And let's say I'm comparing that to 9 11ths. So how do I find the comparison? Well, let's do like denominators, the lowest common multiple. Well, 10 is pretty easy because I know it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to start with 11ths here. I have 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. Nothing yet. That's a multiple of 10, so I'm going to keep on going. 66, 77, 88, 99, 99, 110. Oh, there's my multiple of 10. So I know now I'm working with 100 tenths. And I've seen, well, what did I do to 10 to get to 110? Well, I multiplied by 11. I have to do the exact same thing up here. So 8 times 11 is 88. Well, what about 11? What did I do to 11 to get to 110? I multiplied by 10. So I have to do the exact same thing. 9 times 10 is 90. So here now, since we have the same denominator, I can clearly see 90 110ths is greater than 88 110ths. Now, where does this come in use? Can you imagine if you drew this out? One, you have to be very precise, and then you have to do 110 of these little ones. It's going to be very difficult to see, organize, or let alone be accurate. So this is where the lowest common multiple allows us to be able to now better see and better compare. And now with like denominators, we can also then add, we can multiply, we can subtract, and all those other fun stuff. Okay? So what we're going to do more. My suggestion is for you to pause the video, try this out, and then see if you've had the same process. So let's go with 1/3 and 2 6. Now you might already know like which one is larger and which one's less, but let's prove it. So 3 and 6, I know there is 3, 6, 9. Those are multiples of 3. What's multiples of 6? 6, 12, 18, and I can already see a common multiple, which is 6. So I know I'm working with 6 here. And, well, what did I do to 3 to get to 6? I multiply by 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. What about 2, 6? Well, I multiply by 1, essentially, because it's still the same. So it would be the same. So 2, 6 and 2, 6. Well, look at that. It's actually equal. Okay. Oops. And again, if you want to, you can please pause it and try it out yourselves first. Let's go 9 tenths and 7 eighths. Okay. Well, what are the multiples of 8 that will equal to a 10? Well, there's 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Oh, so there you go. There's my multiple of 10. So I'm working with 4. So what did I do to 40? To 10. To get to 40, I multiply by 4. So I got to do the exact same thing. 9 times 4 is 36. What about 8? To get to 40, I multiplied by 5. So I got to do the exact same thing. 7 times 5 is 35. Look at that. So close, but the lowest common multiple I know, 36 40th is greater than 35 40th. And that's lowest common multiple.